It's back! It's back! It's back! It's back! It's back! It's, oh, thank you. It's back! It's back! It's back!
Start spreading the news.
It's back! 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 It's back!
What's back? Ranger Radio's back. Listen live to all the Ranger football games on YouTube. Just like Inside Rangers Football on Facebook and get the link for this week's game. Go Rangers!
Welcome to Inside Rangers Football. I'm Brant Freeman alongside Smithson Valley head coach Larry Hill. The Rangers now 5-1 of the season after a tough district win over Canyon, 33-14 this past Friday. And Coach, you and I previewed the game last week. This Cougar team, much improved from a year ago, had you in a dogfight in that first half. Didn't really pull away until the fourth quarter. What was your overall assessment of the game?
Well, it was just what you said, a dogfight. Canyon played well. We knew they would. They're very well coached, have some good players. Very sound schemes, and we kind of wrestled with them there, particularly in the first and early second quarter. Got the big touchdown before the half to go in ahead, and in the third quarter kind of traded blows, so to speak. And then I really thought late third and fourth quarter we played some of our best football together. Played really fine defense, played really steady, effective offense. Our kicking game made some plays, and it's a very satisfying win because in 26-5A, where every is so good, you get a win any way you can, and those are the kind of grinded out wins you're going to have.
You and I in these chairs last week, when we recapped the game against Steele, we discussed the importance of turnovers and just how difficult it was to overcome losing 4 of them against Steele. You mentioned the touchdown before the end of the first half against Canyon, that fumble. Inside the 10-yard line. Take us back, to that moment of the game.
Well, if you recall our possession immediately before that, we were down in the red zone. We felt like we're going to score and go up a touchdown at half, and we catch, run for the first down. Their kid does a nice job of poking the ball out of our hands, and they recover it. So it looks like we're going to go in tied at half, but then our defense, as you said, forced a fumble, made a recovery, allowed our offense to get back out there. We scored on the sweep pass, and I thought that was maybe, I don't know if it was the turning point of the game, but certainly it swung momentum back in our favor.
Coming up in just a bit, we're going to have the plays of the week, and I'm curious to watch them if all of them are going to include Matt Sandoval. He was in on all 5 touchdowns for you on Friday, threw for 1 near the end of the first half, the touchdown we alluded to, caught a couple, ran in for a couple. What a day he had. He
did, and he's been a little frustrated. We've been frustrated for him. He's played so well for us all year, been such a versatile player. But been unable to cross the goal line. He's been so close several times. So the dam kind of burst on Friday because, as you said, we scored 5 touchdowns. He had a hand in all 5 of them. If it would have been a game on the road, we'd ask him to drive the bus to and from the game, too. He seemed to do everything else for us Friday night.
Again, the Rangers won 33-14. We mentioned the plays of the week, so let's go inside the film room right now with Coach Hill and take a look at them.
Let's take a look. Our first play of the week is an offensive touchdown. Second touchdown of the ball game. You see a sweep play coming here with Matt Sandoval, who had a hand in all 5 of our touchdowns. He's running wide to the left on a sweep play. We want to focus on 3 blockers here. Jarrett McKenzie at the bottom of the screen, Lane Ralston in the middle, and Huda Roche at running back at the very top of the screen of the 3 blocks. As you watch the play unfold, you watch all 3 of these. There's a cut block, there's a seal block, there's another seal block, and Matt Sandoval is able to split them and go 33 yards for a touchdown. Makes a nifty move right there at the end to make the last 2 guys miss. And you see these blocks a little bit better coming from the end zone view directly behind the defense. There's the sweep play. There's the first blocker on the ground that Huda cut, the outside linebacker. Right there is Lane Ralston sealing the safety to the inside, and then Jarrett McKenzie turning the corner to the outside, and Matt Sandoval is able to run in the wake there, then make the move that we discussed and get it in the end zone. Well executed play. Next focus is our punt team. Hayden Gothard with a perfect snap to our punter, Tanner Jennings. If you watch how fast that ball got to him. Our right side is doing a tremendous job protecting against the potential rushers. Our left side, who's not getting a rush, immediately releases into coverage. Great snap, great punt, and we have 3 men that you'll focus on making the tackle. On the right, Hayden Gothard, who actually snapped the ball. On the far in the middle there, kind of behind Hayden, is Jaden Deaton, a sophomore linebacker. And on the left is Huda Roche, one of our running backs who's on the punt team. The 3 converge on the ball and get him inside the 10-yard line, as you see. See it from the rear again. First, let's start with a great snap by Hayden. Right on the button. Tremendous punt coming up by Tanner. 51 yards, I believe, on the net. Look at the right side, really doing a tremendous job of walling those guys to the outside. There's the 3 men we discussed running down the field. Jaden Deaton on the right, Hayden Gothard in the middle, Huda Roche on the left. As you watch the play unfold, you see them really hustling downfield, outrunning the blockers, and then they all converge on the tackle on the other end. We get him inside the 10. Change the field position, change the game. Now let's focus on defense. This is a coverage sack. As the snap comes back to the quarterback, you can see he's ready to throw, but we've got 3 guys covering up all 3 of his receivers. On the lower left side, with a circle around him, is Tylen Bynum, a cornerback covering the widest receiver. In the middle, the circle, is junior Colt Fullen, who's in the way, in the throwing lane of the quarterback to the other receiver. And in the middle of the field, junior linebacker Jack Gibbons is covering the tight end. Quarterback can't make a throw, so now he has to pull it down, and you don't see it. It happens off screen. We get the big sack. Because of coverage, we get the sack. Watch it from the rear. You get a better look. Quarterback gets the snap. We got pressure right away from our front 4. If you watch them, he wants to throw now. He can't because we've got all their guys covered. So now he has to pull it down. And when he does, Josh Ernst, Alden Fry converge on the tackle along with Josh Aiken, and we get a sack for a 2-yard gain. And those are our plays of the week.
Well, Coach, some offense, defense, special teams. I want to focus there. I know the kicking game not playing with a full deck the past couple of weeks due to a couple of guys getting banged up. Tanner Jennings comes in and punts the ball extremely well last Friday.
He really did. He played well at tight end, had some big catches, blocked extremely well, but in his 2 punts, he averaged 48.5 yards a punt. Flipped the field for us twice, and that makes a big difference.
Right, impressive stuff from Tanner this past Friday. The Rangers as a whole in a 33-14 win over Camden. We're coming up at a break at Inside Rangers Football. Up next, Senior Moments with our very own Emily Turner.
No problem, sir. Glad I could help. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for calling GVTC. Woo! That's right, Jason! Thank you for calling GVTC. This is Jeff.
Call today and ask for a gig, which is up to 1,000 megabits per second internet speed through the GVTC Giga region. Unlimited long-distance phone service, 24/7 home security monitoring, and free whole home DVR with our HD TV service. GVTC, just plain smart.
I had my mom make you some cookies, Coach.
Well, that's nice. Thanks. Why'd I get these?
Cookies are for coaches with over 200 wins. Get you a cookie, Coach. Help me out. I need a shameless plug.
Not a problem. If you need video production work, there's not a finer organization than Wick Productions. It's who we've always trusted for our game night school board productions and Inside Ranger Football Coaches Show.
Get you another cookie, Coach.
In this town, we drive trucks.
It's just what we do.
In this town, we hold doors open for ladies.
It's just what we do.
In this town, we have fun.
It's just what we do.
In this town,
We play football.
It's just what we do.
In this town,
We go to Ferris Orthodontics.
it's just what we do.
It's just what we do.
Welcome back to Inside Rangers Football. Brant Freeman with Coach Hill, but right now we're going to kick things over to Emily Turner, who has this week's Senior Moments.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Brant. So before we get started, I want you to get out your phones and I want you to text your mama, thank you and I love you. I want you to text your mama you love her. Text your mama you love her, tell her thank you. We've been doing this long enough. You know what to do.
We know. Text our mamas.
Joshua, who's your favorite teacher?
I'd have to go with Miss Lloyd.
Miss Lloyd. What's some of the things she says?
Well, she says for everybody to have a Rangerific and SVtific day.
That's pretty great. Luke, what's your favorite? Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Joshua, air hockey or ping pong?
Ping pong.
Luke, Oreo filling or the cookie?
Oreo filling.
Joshua, who's tougher, a crocodile or alligator?
Larry Hill.
Luke, Ford or Chevy?
Larry Hill.
Luke, McDonald's or Burger King?
Larry Hill.
Crust or no crust?
Crust.
Larry Hill.
Under Armour or Nike?
Larry Hill.
Nike.
When y'all wear your jersey, do you prefer the blue or the whites?
The answer is always going to be Larry Hill. 100% of the time, without a doubt.
So Joshua, I hear you've got an awesome talent. What is that?
I can do the Irish jig fairly well.
That's impressive. All right, Joshua. Luke, thanks so much. Back to you, Coach.
Well, that was an entertaining Senior Moments this week with Emily Turner. Some river dancing from Josh Ernst. Coach, what'd you think?
Well, I think we ought to move on. Why don't we move? What's your favorite segment, Little Men or Senior Moments?
Larry Hill.
Okay, you too. Let's go to the Little Men segment. Smithson Valley, like most football programs, has multiple ways to throw the football. Earlier, it was discussed about drop back pass and how we protect the quarterback on that. Now let's look at moving the pocket, moving the quarterback outside, away from the rush, and what are the routes, and how do we protect him? When the quarterback's on the move, how do we protect him? We call that sprint out pass protection. Our quarterback, who's represented by this little man here, would actually take the snap in the shotgun and move around the end and make the throw or launch the ball outside of the pocket. Okay? Receivers might go down 5, 6 yards and move to the sideline and look back for the football. The inside receiver may go down and run a flag route, and now you see you have a low man and a high man. The backside receiver, he may run a short hook, he may run a post route. The quarterback would make one of these throws. Okay? But really what we're after is, how do we protect him? If the quarterback's going to be out there, as we mentioned, how do these 5 down linemen and these 2 running backs protect? So again, we brought in Coach Robert Touton, our offensive line coach, and we're going to let him talk about what we call sprint out pass protection. Coach?
First, we want to slide the pocket. So everyone up front, guard, tackle, center, will step play side, okay, because the quarterback is rolling out that way. After they do that, then they are responsible for the gap inside. Any defender that would run in that gap would be there. So here the tackle would have the man on the outs in the C gap. Anybody that runs in the B gap, that guard would have. If they happen to blitz a linebacker in the A gap, he would be taken care of by the center. So every gap is taken care of. On the outside, the fullback would take the first man outside the tackle's block. So if this man blitzed outside, he would cut him, and that would take care of complete protection up front.
All right. And then we'll take our last back, our remaining back, and he's the cleanup guy. He will actually come outside the fullback and protect. So you can see that we've got 7 men kind of making a cup here, kind of a wall. You can see, and our quarterback moves to the outside of that and launches to one of these receivers. That's sprint out pass protection at Smithson Valley. Now let's go to some game clips and watch it in action. As the play unfolds on the screen, you'll see our offensive line, the quarterback sprinting to the right and our offensive line turning to the left. They're trying to wall everybody to the left while our running backs then block the outside defenders. You can see the wall formed there. Then the backs seal the deal, and then the quarterback's able to get outside the pocket and launch from the outside. Had plenty of time. In this particular case, we got it into the end zone. You get a little bit better view from it here from the rear. Quarterback's telling them what to do, what the play is at the line. On the snap, they all turn, and they're pushing everybody, in this case, to the left or away from where the quarterback's rolling. You see the two running backs on the right of the screen now moving, and they're trying to wall them in as well. Quarterback moves to the outside. You see the nice throw and catch in the end zone. So that's one example of it. Same play, different opponent. Again, he's rolling to the right, so they're blocking them and walling them to the left. Two running backs taking what's left. He's got good, adequate pass protection. Makes the same throw, basically, that you saw in the other clip. Really, all of these plays are the same. Once again, turn left, block who's there, pick up the outside rushers, quarterback move away from the rush and make the throw. One last look at a home game. Again, we're seeing a blitz, so wall them to the left, back seals to the wide to the right, make the throw into the corner. Again, as we move to the end zone, it's a real good look. You can see every one of them hinging, moving their left foot back, inviting the man to the inside, and then when he goes to the inside, simply pushing him that way. Then the back then and the tight end continue to seal what's left, and we're able to make the throw. Sprint out pass protection at Smithson Valley High School. Coach, thanks for making that so easy for our audience to understand. Appreciate that and all that you do. Now let's go to Ranger Trivia.
This week in Rangers Trivia, with one more win this season, the Rangers will guarantee themselves another winning season. How long is Smithson Valley's current streak of years with a winning season? Is the answer A, 18 years, B, 14 years, or C, 12 years? The answer is A. The Rangers have pieced together 18 straight winning seasons, and one more win this year will make it 19 in a row. 18 years straight, Coach. I mean, you know, we talk about the tradition a lot here at Smithson Valley, and there's so many great accolades that the program has. That has to be near the top of the list.
Well, you know it is. Obviously, there's some things we haven't accomplished yet that we'd like to, one in particular, but to be able to stay at or near the top for that long is very difficult. You know, to get in there is very difficult. To stay there is real hard because you're a target most weeks when teams come to your stadium. So very proud not only of this team who has an opportunity, but of the 18 that preceded it who took advantage of that opportunity.
All right, we're coming up at a break here in Inside Rangers Football. Up next, we'll discuss the bye week for the Rangers and the 25 6A district as a whole.
Rest, ice, compression, elevation, every day. Reagan, are you there? Hello? Are you in there?
Penicky, I'm sorry. I am so hungry. I need some Chicken Express.
Yeah, Chicken Express does sound good.
With our famous chicken tenders and the best sweet tea in Texas, if someone isn't paying attention to you, they're thinking about Chicken Express.
Hi, welcome to GVTC. Hit it, Natalie.
Dut, 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 dut.
R-A-N-G-E-R-S, Rangers, Rangers, the best!
Call today and ask for a gig, which is up to 1,000 megabits per second internet speed through the GVTC Giga region. Unlimited long-distance phone service, 24/7 home security monitoring, and free whole home DVR with our HD TV service. GVTC, just plain smart.
Let me ask you a question. Do you need a video for your business? Huh? The bears poop in the woods? I guess that's a yes. Your video can be seen anywhere, at any time, and by anyone. So, what do you think of the video, Nana?
It's off the hook, honey.
Mind blown. I heard it was very expensive to make videos. Not at all when you hire Wick Productions. Do you know how easy it is making a video with Wick Productions? As easy as taking candy from a baby. So there you have it. Success is at your fingertips. Call Wick Productions today.
We are the flashes of greatness that make history. And this year, history will be made on FS1. Foxtoberfest is here.
Watch Fox Sports 1, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 515. GVTC, just plain smart.
Welcome back to Inside Rangers Football. Taking you behind the curtain here for a moment, Coach Hill and I were discussing how we get confused sometimes in saying 26-5A and 25-6A because you were in the 26-5A district for a long time, and the 6A classification is something relatively new to Texas high school football. Do you ever find yourself confusing the two?
Well, I'm confused about a lot of things, but you're right. I think I might have even said it earlier in this show, and I find myself doing it all the time.
Well, okay, so looking at the 25-6A district right now as a whole, we're 2 weeks into the district season. What are some of your impressions right now?
Well, I think everybody's playing even higher than they played, a higher level than they played a year ago. I think us included, and I think the other 6 teams, I think they would all say that everybody's record is better, so on paper they're better, but just watching the ones we've seen on film, it's very evident the level of play, if it's possible, has risen even more dramatically this year. So that's part of it, and because of that, I think you're seeing incredible balance. I think you got an opportunity to have a win in any stadium, any time, and obviously, Steele and Judson haven't been beaten yet, so, you know, in 2 weeks in, they're on top, but the rest of us are chasing them with opportunities still to come.
Each week there are 3 games, and one team is on a bye every week. That week, this is you. You have your bye week this week. What does this program do when it does not have an opponent on Friday?
Well, you know, it varies from year to year depending on what the makeup of the team is, where we are in the season, and that sort of thing. But 2 big things almost every year. You want to get some rest and a little bit of time away from football, just to recharge before the stretch run. At the same time, you want to improve your level of play. So trying to find that balance is tough, but you know, we've taken some time off. There's some times that we're normally on the practice field or in the meeting rooms when we're not this week. Both Saturdays, weekends that we normally bring them in, we've been able to give them both of those off, or will give them both of them off. But then when we're in our heavy days, you know, we're going at each other, not really opponent-specific preparation, more our offense against our defense, so that we can play fast, we can play well, we can make each other better and get some game speed work because we're not going to have a game this week. So trying to balance all that, and we're getting a little bit of all of it.
So again, the Rangers off this week. The other 6 teams are not. And for a look at those 3 district games, we kick things over to Ferris Orthodontics with this week's district picks.
Thanks, guys. This is Tyler Ferris.
And Megan Hembry.
And we are here with your Week 7 Ferris Orthodontics Picks of the Week.
Let's line them up.
Okay, for my first pick of the week, I've got Clemens and the Canyon Cougars. Canyon Cougars coming off the whipping that Smithson Valley gave them, healing, repairing, and giving a little whipping to the Buffaloes.
This week I have the Steel Knights versus the Wagner Thunderbirds. I still think those Knights have some swinging to them, so I think they're going to whip up on those birds.
Week 7, game of the week, Smithson Valley Rangers. I guarantee they will not lose.
They're not playing this week.
Like I said, I guarantee they will not lose.
Back to y'all.
Well, those are some strong words from Dr. Ferris, guaranteeing Smithson Valley will not lose this week, but I say that's a pretty safe bet.
It is, you know, that old opponent Open, the old Open, they've been struggling for years. We've been able to get them for about 23 straight years. I think this year will be no exception.
So again, but a big week coming up in district. You have Judson against New Braunfels, Canyon against Clemens, Steele against Wagner, and Coach, you'll be watching it all unfold. And your next opponent, we're going to preview next week, the Clemens Buffaloes.
Yeah, they're playing well. You know, scoring a lot of points, been competitive in every game, ran off a 4-0 stretch. Of course, they've lost the last 2 weeks, but to some really high-ranked opponents. So, yeah, they'll be getting our full attention this week and next.
All right, Coach, looking forward to it. And that's going to wrap up this week's edition of Inside Rangers Football. For Coach Hill, for Emily Turner, I'm Brant Freeman. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you again next week.